Hello. This one's going to be about the stages of seeking. It's going to be about the lifelong search that people have for wealth, money, same thing, not really, time, health, and what's that other one? Status, power, those sort of things. And all the different places where people search for this sort of thing. Maybe you search for this in a career. You think, oh yeah, I'll be happy once I have a good, well-paying career and I have all the things I need. And then you acquire all those things and still don't feel happy. So maybe you think, oh, maybe I'll learn some skills, learn some hobbies. And yeah, the hobbies are fun. You enjoy the hobbies, but just don't do it all the way. So maybe you learn about art or something, or you learn about culture, or you learn about history, and then you think that if you become knowledgeable, that's where the real deal is, and then you'll be fulfilled then once you have all that knowledge. And you do that for a while, but you realize you'll never really know everything, and there's too much to know. And there's always someone who's going to know a little bit more than you and make you look like a stupid guy when you say the wrong thing or whatever. And the last one, yeah, power and status. And then maybe you think, maybe if I just become really respected by people and everyone loves me and everyone looks up to me in some way, then I'll feel happy all the time. Then I'll feel fulfilled. And maybe all those things don't work. So then maybe you hear about spirituality, and you hear about, maybe you hear about religion first. So you're like, oh no, this material stuff isn't where the real deal is. It's this God stuff that I should be interested. Yeah, it's this God stuff, which is where the real goodies are at. So then you follow that for a while. Maybe you are in one religion, you switch to another one, and you just like the style that they do it a little bit better. And maybe that doesn't work out for a while. Maybe you do that for some years, and then you're like, well, I still don't really feel happy all the time, and still don't really feel fulfilled. So maybe it's not there. And then you get into the spirituality thing, and then you think of it all as a spiritual goodie, not maybe necessarily a religious goodie. And that's what you're searching for after all, some goodie, some cookie which you need in order to be fulfilled. And you search for this thing, and maybe you've developed some practices. Maybe you think, oh, if I just do this 5 times a day, I'll be set. But then you get distracted and you don't do whatever that thing was, and maybe you don't do your breath work, or maybe you learn about chakras, and you learn about all the energy systems, and you learn about all the different versions of expression which all these spiritual traditions have created, and maybe it just still doesn't fulfill you, and you just still feel like something's still missing. And then maybe you go really far and you get into non-duality, or you meditate a long time and you think that there's something that you have to understand, or some great revelation which is that you're waiting for, some enlightening experience. And maybe you still think that for a while. Maybe you learn all the terminology that these teachers share with you, and maybe you think that, oh yeah, once I really understand it the way they understand it, surely I'll get it. But the whole time, what you've really been searching for was you. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe that lets the cat out of the bag, and you don't believe me anymore because that might be contrary to some of your beliefs, and that's okay. But you're welcome to keep exploring all of these different experiences for fulfillment, for happiness, for whatever you hope to attain, for as many lifetimes as you want. But if you don't want to suffer anymore, just understand that your own being is the answer which you seek. It is the source of all fulfillment, all peace, all happiness. And don't take my word for anything. Explore your own experience for yourself. The most direct way to understand this is to know thyself. I say your own being, but you might have a lot of different concepts about who you are. So I'd suggest you look at the root of who you are. Try to find who you truly are. You may have many ideas of who you are, but examine where these ideas came from. Examine the thoughts you have, examine the beliefs you have. To come to this understanding, which isn't really an understanding, it's not something that you have to add to yourself. It is yourself. But you will have to remove what isn't yourself. You will have to peel back the layers of what causes you suffering. Ultimately, anything which you experience, anything you observe, cannot be you, because it is something you experience. That's not to say I want you to feel detached from the world around you and from your body and thoughts and all this kind of stuff. It's just the first step, which I would suggest you come to understand. But you are the being in which all of this arises in. You are the presence which is pre-sense, before all the senses of your body and all your experiences, in which the whole world arises as a reflection of your own being. It's true that you are God, but I don't recommend attaching yourself to this idea of what God is. The only thing God is that it is. God is the word I use to describe all things, everything, or nothing. That's where the fun paradox is. the being which you are is not a separate being from the being of everything else, from the being of all things, from the being of God. But the identity which you believe yourself to be is not the same thing as your being. We say, I'm this, I'm that, I'm a teacher, I'm a student, I'm a sibling, a child, a parent, all these kind of words. But throughout all those definitions of ourself, which we say, the words which are primary are the I am. I am this, I am that. No matter what this or that you believe yourself to be, the first thing is that you are. And that is the core understanding which all of this came from. The entire world arose in you as a reflection of you, so that you, the being which you are, can have these experiences. You are the nothing in which everything arises. Every experience, every thought, every emotion, every sensation. There's an idea used in spiritual circles and stuff, saying that you should surrender unto God, or whatever this kind of terminology is. And I think this kind of scares people away from truly being happy. It's not something outside of you that you must surrender to. It is yourself. So I prefer to say, know yourself and be yourself. Be yourself and surrender to God, same thing. But I think the language helps you understand with your mind in a less fearful way from thinking that you are somebody who must surrender unto something. That's not how it works. You're just being yourself at a deeper level, knowing yourself more. That's what surrender to God is. But it isn't it isn't something like you cease to exist or anything like that, or you die. Some of the beliefs and things about yourself which you clung to will fall away over time, but you'll be so much happier. You'll be so much more fulfilled because you'll be being yourself. So instead of saying surrender unto God, it's more like be happy and fulfilled and at peace all the fucking time. It's like, I don't know how to use words to describe this. Instead of trying to add happiness to yourself, simply take away all the beliefs and your attachment to the ideas which make you suffer. And you'll find that once you take the suffering away and see through the suffering, happiness and peace and fulfillment is all you are. So yeah, let me know if you have any specific questions or certain little things which you wonder about the world, or wonder about yourself, or wonder about other people, or how I speak from this place that I speak from. Any questions about my experiences which I can share with you. Anything at all. Anything you are curious about, let me know. Let me know if you like, or let me know if you enjoy this style of content where I just kind of talk. I'm happy to make more videos which are more centered around a certain concept, but ultimately you understanding a certain concept isn't going to bring you any more peace, and I don't want to distract you from the being which you are. That's why I just like to speak presently with you. So yeah, that's it for this video. Take care. I love you very much.